All right, so this is for Wednesday, July the 20th. I'll just talk about both the strength stuff and the WOD right now, because the strength stuff today is, you know how we've been, the last cycle we did pulling, and at times we've repeated some of the accessory movements, we just changed something about it. Well, this is that kind of week for pushing, for pressing. We are going to do some things we've already done, but more of them, and we're going to do it superset style. So we're going to do handstand holds, whether that be on a box or even if it's just a pike. We're still going to hold for 45 seconds versus last time we did 30 seconds, and last time we did 2 rounds instead of 3. After that, we're going to do pressing. Actually, this is a new thing, but it's not something that I need to demonstrate because you guys have done it before. And this is 3 sets of 12 dumbbell presses from a seated position. So it's 2 dumbbells. We like the dumbbells better than a barbell in this situation because there might be imbalances there that need to be worked out, or strength that needs to be built on one side that you don't often get when you have a barbell. So you don't get to when you do a handstand push-up, you don't want one arm doing most of the work. So let's find out if we have imbalances by doing dumbbells. And we're doing this from a seated position, typically with my back against the box with my butt on the floor. If you're not comfortable in that and you feel like you need to sit on the box, that's fine. The dumbbell faces this way. Basically, both heads of the dumbbell face away from you. This isn't a neutral grip. So palms face away. What else can I tell you? Oh, the last thing is going to be lift and shifts, which we've done before. But again, we're going to up the volume a little bit. 3 sets, this time 10 per side, so 3 sets of 20. All of that you can get done. You should get done. I'm going to have coaches set a clock for 15 minutes, 3 rounds of each. Rest as needed, but get it done in 15 minutes. I do see a trend, at least in the 5:30 classes, of just taking way too long on stuff that shouldn't take us that long. All right, so after that, we've got the WOD. It's a 3-rounder. The movements, it's a triplet. They are back squat, overhead carry with 1 single dumbbell, which we did as an accessory piece last week, and then also a row. What I like about this workout is there's like a meme that happens amongst CrossFit coaches. I'm sure it makes sense to members as well, but it's just a matter of members who will ask, how come we haven't done a core work in a while? How come we haven't done core work? We haven't done ab work. And the answer is because everything is core work in a matter of speaking. You use your core, you brace your core, and in doing so, you are building strength in your core in almost every movement that we do. And this WOD, I want it to end, and you feel like, okay, I get that now, for sure. Because first things first, you're going to start the WOD by doing a 50 meters out, 50 meters back overhead carry with my arm locked in this stacked position. Elbow should be directly on top of shoulder. Wrist directly on top of that, and the elbow is back behind my ear, right? And that's how stacked we need to stay. If you are one of those people who can run and keep those points of performance, great. I can't. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. The bottom line is the arm needs to stay straight, working on that active pressing up against the weight shoulder, okay? But in order to do that, you have to stay pretty tight. So you get back, it's time now to do back squats, which also require a big deep breath, brace your core, go down. You're going to find like, oh, wait, I don't remember doing ab workout yet, but this feels taxed to me. And so that's part of the intent of today's workout. And then finally, you hop on the rower. You will have just gotten done 500 or 10 back squats at I'll call it moderate weight, and then you get a row with as we know, it's heavy on the legs when you row. So I like this, as I'll explain. I'll give it a little bit more about the intent in a second, but one of the things that we get out of this workout is just like a little auxiliary leg day, right? I know it's press week, press day, but for squat snatches on Friday and squat cleans on Monday, you're really only doing 12 reps, right? I wouldn't say, no matter how heavy your barbell's getting, wouldn't say that you're getting a ton of leg strength out of that, right? Yeah, a lot of thrusters. I'm sure your legs are taxed, but not at this level of weight. So we did light barbell squatting. Now we're going to do 2 days later, we're going to do what I would call moderate to heavy barbell. 65% of your 1 rep max sounds low. It's kind of like what you'd warm up with on a strength day, But when you're asked to do sets of 10, which is not something we do during strength, you'll find that 65% may be a weight that you have to break up into sets of 5 or something like that. Totally can see it. I just got done. My 65% is 225, and it was a battle. At least in the second and third rounds, it felt like a little bit of a struggle. I even wore a belt. People ask me, when do I wear a belt? And there's two answers for that question. One has to do with, are you lifting for strength? And then another answer for, are you lifting with volume involved, like in the middle of a workout? And so if it's strength, I don't usually use a barbell. Typically, when we talk about strength, we're talking about low volume, right? Low rep count. Then I don't usually use a belt until about 80 to 85%. In a WOD, it's much less, it's a little bit more gray than that. It really depends on that volume, how you're combining that volume with the weight that's on the barbell, how many we're being asked to do, and what is exactly the movement. Is it deadlifts? Is it high volume deadlifts? Is it high volume back squats? I felt comfortable I felt like I used a belt today as a crutch. I mentioned, this is a core tax, or even if it doesn't seem like it's going to be. And what does the belt help with? Core stability. So you might find yourself also wanting to use a belt. But at the bottom line is, we haven't tested back squat in a while. So if your 65% is on the bar and mid-wide you feel like, well, that's heavier than I thought it was going to be, I'm going to have to break this up into a lot of sets. Or even if you fail, definitely drop the weight. Any failure at all should not be happening today. Having to break up the reps, that's a different story. So maybe use a belt. That might help. That might be one thing. Or lower the weight a little bit. It should still be challenging. It shouldn't be something that you're just repping out 10, standing up, down, up, down, up, down. But at the same time, I don't want you spending 3 minutes at a time on 10 back squats. Probably the bulk of today's workout is spent on the rower. All right, enjoy.